a story in Crazy World. But more reference the Jedi is evil fear that he has. First of all, a good guy turned out to be a bad guy, which is not a theory, can actually work. But his VO does not work. Number 18. So, you have many videos. You have another YouTuber trying to figure out that your videos are weird enough to have some way to turn practically into comic book stories. You, of course, would be a famous YouTuber by many people, but yet your theories either end up being wrong, or worse, having too much evidence to be proven it's true. Or sometimes a mix of both, or whatever type of theory you have. Your theories end up being lies. You sit yourself in until you realize there's another channel that can actually have enough evidence to their theory and someone else's theory. Yes. Nat Pat is one of those YouTubers that has a channel similar to them, but has theories that are much more easier to prove that they're theories that could possibly be true. And yet, his case, it's the theorizer. Yep, the theorizer. His theory, minus rare exceptions, has been, of course, more proving of elements to be almost true, besides the disproven elements of other stuff. He's done theories of Ice Age, the movie 9. He's also done Kung Fu Panda. And yes, even SpongeBob. His theories on SpongeBob are not only interesting enough to be true, but also to give a lot more evidence at them being true, such as his Patrick theory, his Squidward theory. But what about Nat Pat? Well, his theories, one of them is similar to a Crazy World story. Hence why I'm putting this on number 18 on the list might surprise you. Now is the last origin on this list. Tell me if this sounds familiar. The origins of Shadow Man. Now I said I want to do comic books that take place before Crazy World 1 takes place, but I didn't say the entire timeline. I said comic books that take place before Crazy World 1 take place. His story, The Shadow Man, takes place long before Crazy World was formed into a comic. Before the actual comic books take place themselves. See, his origin starts in 1508 when he was created. Now, this is very obvious. He was a character called Lightman, and he was a good guy. This surprising events happened during anywhere. His origin begins as he was trying to help the people of Crazy World, creatures and humans. But then he decided to fall through the mysterious people that he talked to when no one else was around. Lightman, unfortunately, this got him to be disliked by many people because he didn't do enough to help them. Unfortunately, this angered him for many years until his colors changed. He started to become evil and then started to cause many fears of people. And so I turned Lightman into Shadow Man. And unfortunately, this caused Crazy World to split into two different universes. By 1934, in the timeline, many of the comic books take place. But he came back 30 years later. He returned to the Crazy World universe. And he wanted to have an arch rivalry between Clean Man and the Fearless Beast. Mr. Calvin, Pickle Man, Talc Man, and Orange Man. They decided to face together to take down Shadow Man, but they didn't do it alone. They had several plans before they figure out the perfect way to finally take him down once and for all by sending him into the Thunder Realm. This lasted a while, an actual while, until Crazy World 4 Beyond Halloween take place. This lasted a little while, a few years, until some kind of kill will unfortunately cause something, and the Thunder Realm was destroyed. Now, continue on with the origins. This caused many things to change around the Crazy World universe, including the 5th comic book that takes place in the Crazy World timeline, the Clean Man series. This caused for a while for Shadow Man to actually return. For a while since then, including events of Unleash and Legend of Dragonwing, had him for a while not return again after his previous return. This caused many people to, of course, not worry about Shadow Man but other villains that were part of the Crazy World universe. Until one day, like I said, he was used to be a leader of the Ultimate Mix. Not only return characters that weren't been returning for a little while, but it also returned another character, Shadow Man. And this is, of course, his origins. This, of course, led to an undiscovered event in the Cradle timeline. He doesn't remember or barely remembers the events of Crazy World 1. This forced him to, of course, make his own journey to the Crazy World universe while he travels back into his own timeline. But he tried hard. This, of course, leads to the theory what probably discovered now. Now, let me tell you about the other character was added to Crazy World virtual reality. After the events of the main timeline happened, a new timeline was discovered. Of course, it was the form of a different character, one that will be used in the main timeline. See, during the middle of all this, there was a thing to have new mutations of Crazy World characters. You know, any sort of human that can they have. Of course, the creature DNA serum. This creature DNA thing was turning humans into creatures. And this caused a ultimate mix. And of course, once you use but there's also a reverse one that's in a box. So, of course, let's talk about SpongeBob theory. So, Shadow Man's origin and the whole creature DNA thing are part of two SpongeBob theories he had. One which explains SpongeBob being no, I don't want to say the two theories of his food film theory channel. You want to find out? Just watch this. Listen to the words on his channel, because if view. And of course, a Zootopia theory, which may explain about these weird things called night howlers. So yeah. It's part of 3 film theory videos. Anyway, number 17. Now, discovering this character may be obvious. I put him on number 20. So, let's go. The Crazy World Unleashed Dog. Yes, the Crazy World Unleashed Dog. This dog has many weird moments throughout this series that involves him doing things that you wouldn't expect any other dog